Hello everyone, William here from the set of Interviewing a Content Creator. I've got a very special treat for you today. We're going to bring somebody in who's gone ahead and started his YouTube channel from the very beginning and actually got it up and doing very good with it. So without any further ado, let's get started. And I want to welcome everybody here today to Beginning Editing. Today we've got a really big treat for you. We're going to bring in Terry Goode here from FantasyGoodeSports. And Terry started his channel off as a beginner and built it all the way up. So a lot of you new content creators out there are going to have a really good treat. You get to go ahead and we're going to pick his brain a little bit today and hit him with a bunch of questions for an interview and see if we can find out what he's learned on it and how it may help us create our own. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and welcome Terry Goode.
Terry,
Will.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
I'm excited, man.
Yep, go ahead and seat there. And
Okay.
let's go ahead and break the ice a little bit before I start asking you some questions.
Okay.
Because I know this is, from your channel, this is completely different. You normally jump on your channel and you go, hey, I'm here, and let's go ahead and start talking fantasy football.
Right.
But today we're going to talk some content creator. Also, I'm going to go ahead and put Terry's channel in the link down below. So go ahead and give him a little bit of love over there also. But go ahead and Terry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, so my channel is fantasy football. And I've always been into sports my whole life. So I wanted to start my own business. I was like, what can I do? And the internet with Instagram and just streaming is very big. I was like, you know what? How about maybe I should start a fantasy football channel and let me see how that goes, because I was already playing fantasy football competitively. And so I started doing it. I started, just uploading videos, and people started giving me affirmations like, hey, Terry, you're doing a really good job, man. This is good. And I just been uploading since then. That started about 3 years ago.
Oh, that sounds good. Very good, very good. Okay, also, for a lot of you out there, we're going to go ahead and talk content creator here at the beginning and go ahead and question him about that. But for a lot of you who are interested, like myself, about fantasy football, when we get to the end, a little bonus treat, we're going to go ahead and talk to Terry a little bit more about the fantasy football, and maybe he can help us learn how we can do it, because I have no idea about anything on fantasy football. But let's go ahead and start to the questions here. And yes, I wear glasses, and I'm going to have to go ahead and read here because I forget. And the bad part is, as I get older, the letters seem to get smaller and smaller. So, Terry, can you share a little bit about yourself, a little bit more, and how you got started with the content creation?
Yeah, so when I first started working, because I worked at Dell, and when I first started working at Dell, I was into fantasy football and also just betting and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I need to start me a business. So I had already been following some guys off of YouTube, and I was like, I can do this. I know football. I know fantasy football. I'm good. So I uploaded me a channel to YouTube, and I had to wait 30 days, because that's what happens when you start on YouTube. You have to wait 30 days. I think that's like a probation period, because they say that people like start a lot of fake channels and they don't want them like happen to go and vet your channel and then you quit it, right? So I had to wait 30 days. After 30 days, I started uploading my fantasy football work, and it started getting a little bit of traction. 10 views here, 20 views here, 30 views here, 50 views. And then the next year rolled around, because mine is kind of a yearly thing, year-to-year thing. It's not like a 360, 24/7 thing. So each year around football season, it picks up for fantasy football on YouTube. And I started catching the algorithms slowly.
That's good. Very good. How do you stay organized and manage your time efficiency when creating content?
So I had to come up with a structure and stay consistent to that no matter what I had going on. So I had to put certain things on the back burner that I was doing. So when football season come around, I have to block out every single thing and to stay consistent for certain dates and times. So every day when I get home from work, I have a 2-hour window where I have to put out content no matter what. If I miss that window, it's it's not going to help me. I'm not going to grow that way. So I have a strict window in football season that I have to follow every day. Even though I got I got another job too. So
Yeah, it sounds like a tough schedule
right,
there.
right.
Yeah. How do you connect with your audience, and what strategies do you use to keep them engaged?
So I would say the people that know me, I have a lot of personality, and after doing it for a year or so, I started putting my personality into it, just like I'm talking to you now, joking. And the more personality I put in, the more I show myself and act like I'm not being like a robot, people are engaged. That's the difference with YouTube. The more you show yourself and talk to them like you talking to them in a personal kind of transaction thing, people tend to want to follow you. If you kind of be robotic and just read a script, it didn't work for me. I did that a little bit and it wasn't working. So the more I started laughing and joking and having my own sayings and just being myself, like if I was at a bonfire and just kicking it with the guys and we drinking beer and having a good time.
Yeah, I've noticed that's one where I've seen a lot where a lot of new content creators
Mm-hmm.
they have trouble talking to the camera.
Right,
It's kind of stupid just sitting here. I'm in a room by myself talking to a camera, but you got
right.
to be able to get that.
You got
You
you,
got to get the
right,
hang of it.
right. You kind of
Um,
got to go into like an imaginary where like you just talking to a guy and you don't see a camera. And now that I've been doing it for a while, it's kind of easier. But at first it was like, okay, wait a minute, okay, what I need to do? Okay, now I'm gonna start over. And then I kind of like, you know what? If I mess up, just keep flow with it. Just like I'm talking, just like you talk to a guy, you might miss a word or something. It doesn't matter. You just got the flow, and I think that makes good content because they see that you kind of human. You're not some type of robot guy that's been doing the news for years, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
What challenges have you faced as a content creator, and how did you overcome them?
Some of the challenges I faced was my time. And with my fiance and us talking about a plan of tackling this, me being a content creator, I had to stay on track. So with me being staying on track, it helped everything out. And just having a time schedule, that was kind of very hard because sometimes I come home, I had things I needed to do, but if I delegated it to my fiance, she could help me out. That way I could hit my window of time that I got to upload a video. So that's the most important thing that I went through, was making sure I stay on track no matter what. Even times I didn't feel like doing the video or I got sick, I still had to do it, because if you miss those windows, the algorithm doesn't treat you nice.
How important do you think it is to networking as a content creator? And what advice would you give someone looking just to expand their network?
I'm sorry, ask that question again.
Um, how important do you think it is to be networking as a content creator?
Hmm.
And what would you tell somebody who's just starting out, and go ahead and what do you think about expanding your network with other people out there?
Right. Don't worry about money. Don't do this for money in the beginning. Be willing to do something for free. And that way, when stuff come back around, somebody that knows something, they can help you out. Because if you get into like the money thing, then you're gonna be paying a lot of stuff, paying a lot of money out of your pocket that you don't really need to pay. So you need to just kind of be open-minded and willing to help somebody that knows something that you don't know, and you can help other people and do the same thing for them. So it's kind of like a scratch your back thing, and then you can kind of rise up from that. And I think things will actually start flowing, and you can monetize yourself. But don't go and do this for money. That's what I would say.
Okay.
It's kind of like scratch your back
Okay.
type of thing.
What business strategies do you employ to sustain your growth of your content channel
Hmm.
and
So
and your ventures into it?
right. So what business strategy? Um, business strategy. What business strategy would I say? Being consistent, having a schedule.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. Just like a business, you got to be at your job at 8 o'clock. You got to be there. If not, then people that's sitting at the door is not going to be able to get it. If you're selling coffee, they want their coffee at 8 o'clock. So if you're
Yeah.
not there, they're not going to be able to get it.
Yeah, you got to be real regimented
You got
into
to
it. Or,
right,
you know, as you're working on your own by yourself, it's easy to go, well, I'm going to go ahead and sleep in that extra hour
nah,
today. I don't need to get up. You got to start, you got to
right,
make it like a 9 to 5 job. You've actually got to be able to get out there and start
right,
working it. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So let me go ahead and take the time right now. We're about halfway through our interview time, but I want to go ahead and add this little part here today for our sponsor. Everybody's going to have a sponsor. Wait a minute. I don't have a sponsor. I am the sponsor here today. So, hey, sponsors out there, always looking. Hey, but let's go ahead and if you like what we're doing here today, go ahead and hit that share, subscribe button and give us a good thumbs up. Always helps the algorithms. I know mine is nothing like Terry's. My channel here just I bounce it off and on because I'm very busy. I have a different schedule than he does, and I'm not as consistent. But also, head over to Fantasy Good Sports over there. Give Terry a like over there and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn some stuff about the fantasy football too. So let's go ahead and jump on to our next question here. How do you engage with quality in your, how do you engage with the authenticity, I can't say that word today, of your, and keep the demand of your, well, let me try to rephrase this a little bit better so we can get it. How do you keep up your authenticity of what you're doing, but also keep up with the demand of your audience that's watching you? So if you got to be able to keep accurate. I mean, fantasy football. There's a lot of changes stuff.
Right.
A lot of the content creators and stuff out there.
Right.
Their things will be it's not just black and white, but I can go ahead and read up on it and then give you the information. Sometimes it's changing on a daily basis. So how do you keep up to authenticity, but also keep with your viewers so they're up to date and everything too?
Right. So let me break this down. First of all, anything that you do as a content creator, you should love it. That's my advice. So there's a lane where being funny on like YouTube or Instagram, that's a big lane. A lot of people make a lot of money, and I don't really like if I'm funny, I'm funny, but I don't want to do that as a job. I don't want to wake up in the morning and try to fall over stuff and make people laugh. I love sports. Will can tell you that. Me and Will, we work together, and I love sports. I love talking about sports. So in order for my authenticity to come across, I love doing it. And when I wake up doing it, I'll never feel like it's a job. I feel like I'm just talking about it. So if you're gonna come into this lane, I think any lane, you should love it. That puts you ahead of the schedule. If you have to go and do research, then that's kind of rough. You can do stuff where you have to research it and it's like a job, but that's tough, especially when you have a short window to upload videos. Me, I can watch a game and I already got my content on the top of my head. I just had to work on portraying it to my audience.
Okay. What are your future plans and goals as a content creator? Where do you see your channel going?
So ESPN, you go to ESPN, you see sports all day. Eventually, I want people to be able to come to Fantasy Good Sports and watch fantasy football or fantasy anything, because that's why I call it Fantasy Good Sports, but football is my niche. I want you to be able to come to Fantasy Good Sports and get sports all day for fantasy and kind of be like a instant news deliverer. Like, so if something happened, I want to be able to put it out instantly and people just come there and get their fix. Just like, you think about restaurants. You got restaurants where you can come there, you want to eat, you want pizza, you can get pizza, you want a burger, you can get a burger. If you want to eat, you can eat. I want people, if you want sports and you want fantasy, you can come to my channel and get the whole 9 yards. That's what I see in the future for my channel.
Okay. Can you share some of your essential tools? Now, here's one for a lot of them, and the techniques that you are using with you as a content creator in your workflow. I know a lot of these new content creators out there are going, okay, I jump on YouTube, but what are some of the other little tools and stuff that you've maybe found that would help them on stuff they're doing?
So I have a software platform called StreamYard, and it helps me be able to show my comments and follow my super chats. And I would advise you to go find you a platform or a software platform where you can go and stream to these places. I can stream to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of it at one time. That way I don't have to go and upload here, upload here, upload here, upload here. I can just upload one video and it goes to them automatically. So StreamYard has been very, very helpful. I learned that from a friend that I actually scratched his back and he scratched my back. I did some live streams with him and he showed me how to do that. And those are some things that you just gotta kind of figure out what you like. You might not like StreamYard. There are other different platforms. There are also, you have a one where you can kind of make yourself. I didn't do that one. That was a little too advanced for me. But I have the one I use is kind of just easy, gooey plug and play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called StreamYard.
Yeah, because it's like me when I even do my channel right now. Yeah, I do. I go out and I got to upload to each and every one of them. So I
Right,
go do stuff like that.
right,
It'd help out a lot.
right.
And next one, what advice would you give someone just starting out as a content creator?
Um, what advice would I give someone just starting out as a content creator? Uh, Slow down and take baby steps. Don't go and try to buy a bunch of $1,000 of equipment. Because when I first started, I was nervous. I'm like, I don't got enough to do it. But I started researching on YouTube and other platforms, and a lot of these guys were just uploading from their phone. And not of a expensive phone, just a regular old iPhone sitting on their bed. Their bed sometimes was made up, sometimes their bed wasn't, and they started getting better from there. And their audience actually followed them. I thought I needed to go buy a $15,000 camera. I needed this, I needed that. I didn't. All I needed was myself and my creativity and just a simple phone. And I would say take it steps. So have a step where my first month I'm just gonna upload from my phone. And then if you see people are following you there, you got a little traction, then you can move up gradually. Don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff and just try to come in and you got that learning curve. So do baby steps and then you can advance. That's how I end up, because Will has helped me with a lot of stuff that I've done for my channel. But I had to do it in baby steps. Some things I didn't even want to know. I didn't want to learn how to do it. I was like, Will, I would pay you to do that. But I got to that point. At first, I wasn't paying for to do anything. I was just doing it myself, uploading to my phone. So don't try to go out and have this professional camera and do all this stuff. Just start with the baby steps and do it gradually. It's just like anything in life. When you're learning to swim, you just don't go and jump into 50-foot water. You go to the Y and you learn how to do it. And then when you get comfortable, then you can get in a little bit deeper water. And that's what I would say. Just take your time and don't try to rush and be too professional.
Yeah, actually, we just got done filming, and it's probably by this point here, when this one's out, it's already been released.
Right.
About that exact same thing, and I gave a story about what I had noticed when I was in a store one time.
Right.
Yeah. Are there any lessons you learned on the way that you wish you knew before you started?
Yes. Don't take the comment section personal. Don't take people criticism personal. Don't take a bad video personal. Don't get upset with yourself if you spend, because I've did some videos and some content where I took 2 hours to upload it and it only got 5 views. I had to compartmentalize them, saying, you know what, I'm moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next one. Because if you get focused on this video, I spent 5 hours on this video, That's why I say you should grow in baby steps. Because if you put too much focus on one video and it doesn't do good, you can be devastated. And you're like, this is not for me. So you have to just move on to the next one, the next video, and be able to take criticism. Because if you don't be able to take criticism, somebody might say, man, this is garbage. You're never going to amount to nothing. And I used to respond to those comments. Now I don't respond. I say, thank you. I appreciate your criticism. It's going to make me grow. And that would kind of, well, he didn't say what I wanted him to say. And I just move on to the next video. And I move on to the next video. And then all of a sudden, boom, 300 views. Well, what happened? What was different between a video? It wasn't nothing different. It's just the algorithm. So don't get caught into just one video and think it's going to blow up overnight.
Yeah, and a lot of your new ones starting out up there, you got to remember when your first batch you're putting out there, the first couple ones, nobody's going to watch them.
Right.
You may get just family and friends.
Right.
The ones that are going to watch them.
Right.
So it's as you get going, then you'll start growing. Right. So the first few, and remember, your very first one is probably your worst one.
Right.
You got to always think about it that way too.
Right.
That a lot of people out there going, oh, I tried it so hard, I made it really great, and then nothing. Don't let that bother you.
Right.
It's just part of doing it.
Right.
And as you go, keep consistent with it, and it will come to you.
Right.
So now, done with the questions here as a content creator. Now let's find out about fantasy sports, because again, I said I don't know anything about it. So here is the expert right here sitting next to me. I mean, he is the man here right now. I'm expecting by next year we see Terry going, Terry, can you come over and visit me again? I'm too busy, I can't. But Terry, if I'm starting out with fantasy sports
Mm-hmm.
and I want to get into it today,
Mm-hmm.
what do I need to do? Can I come to your channel? Is that where I would go for something like this, or what would I do?
Yes, you just come into my channel and I will help you be able to set your lineup. So basically, what I do right now, and I'm into fantasy football, that's my big niche. That's the biggest thing on YouTube, is just come to my channel and I help set your lineup. Also, I do consultations. You can hit me up at FantasyGoodeSports@gmail.com and we can get a consultation and it's for 30 minutes. Now, I do have a membership where if you sign up as a Phenom Crew member, your first consultation is free, and everyone after that for this year it was only $20. So that's something that I'm offering. All you gotta do is go to YouTube at Fantasy Good Sports, all one word. The link is in the description, and you can sign up as a Phenom Crew member, and you will be able to get a free consultation from me. But anyway, we can talk about anything, and I can help you learn about anything you want to on that consultation. That's why I offer that consultation. But yeah, I basically help set people lineups and they compete against 12, 14, or 16, sometimes even 24 other people trying to win a championship. We are in the playoffs right now for fantasy football championship. I do got some games today, and I will be helping some people today get ready to set their lineups. So that's basically what it is. And also I do basketball and I do baseball too. But right now my biggest niche is football. So just come to Fantasy Good Sports and I can help you whatever questions you may have. It'd be kind of hard for me just to tell you one blanket statement to do because it's very, very dynamic.
Yeah. Does this cost money? I mean, is there a big money? And
Yeah.
can you win money back too? I mean,
Yes.
is it something like that? It's like a
Yes. So you have platforms like DraftKings and FanDuel. Those are kind of a fantasy thing, but mostly mine are private leagues. So I got a couple guys that are very, very well off, and they doing like $1,000 leagues, and they come and get help from me. But you can always go to DraftKings or FanDuel, which we in North Carolina, and North Carolina is becoming a legal state where they're gonna be to offer us more stuff. So if you go to those platforms now, you only limited because we in North Carolina. But I think after this year, you're gonna be able to do all of that. So you can go to DraftKings, and I can help you set up DraftKings lineups, FanDuel lineups, also Underdog. I'm in a couple of those right now. They call best ball leagues, where you can win millions of dollars
wow.
by setting up your lineup correctly or picking the guys. And that's what makes my channel cutting edge because this is my what I call mission statement. I'm cutting edge content. And the reason why I'm cutting edge content, I'm really, really good at picking players that people don't see coming. Just to give everybody a few players that I was on, Tyreek Hill. I've been on him since I started my YouTube channel, and I said he was going to be the best wide receiver in the game. Right now, he's broke a lot of records. He's on track to be one of the best wide receivers in the history of the game. Nobody in the whole industry said that. I mean, I'm talking about ESPN, got anybody. Maybe Tyreek Hill family members said it, but nobody else. Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's another guy that I've been really big on. I talked about him being a great wide receiver, and he was drafted in the 4th round, so nobody knew that. Um, I talked about Jordan Love. I talked about Lamar Jackson. Um, I talked about Justin Fields. It's a bunch of players. All I got to do is check out my catalog, and you can see, I would say I'm about 70% accurate with all my predictions from the summer going into the season. So I'm really good at what I do. I'm not trying to scratch my own back, but I'm really good, and I enjoy doing what I do.
Now, see, you just brought up something there I didn't even realize here also myself. You said it was like we're just North Carolina. So you've got the whole United States with different leagues and different things all
Yes.
out there too.
Right.
What about somebody from the world? What if somebody over in England right now is watching us, or over in France or
Right.
Germany or something like that, or even China or Japan? And can
Hmm.
they do it too?
Yes, I have a few guys. Actually, and I'm gonna give a guy a shout out right now. He probably gonna watch this video, but his name is Gabriel, and he's from Austria. And he used to give me a hard time because I thought it was Australia for a long time, but it was actually Austria.
Yes.
And he followed me, and it's huge over there.
Hmm.
It's huge. They love sports. They love to gamble on American sports. So they hit me up all the time and give me like, Terry, you're doing a great job. You different. I love your country slang. You sound different than most guys. So yes, it's worldwide.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just here and locally and stuff, and but
No.
no, it actually does expand out to. So
Right.
you're actually potentially your channel is like not just here; it's actually going to go. It's global.
It's global. It's
Yeah.
global, especially with football is global now. We had a couple games. We had a game in Mexico. We had a game in Germany. We had a game in uh, where's the Paris. It's been a game. It's been a lot of games around the world.
Wow.
So football is trying to grow and sports is growing.
Hmm.
Sports is booming. This is a billions and billions of dollar industry.
Yeah. Now I know soccer. We call it soccer here, but it's football over in Europe and
Right.
on the other parts of the world. Is that growing too? Is that another field that's actually coming up to it?
Yes, on FanDuel and DraftKings, I do a little bit of soccer. I'm not big into that. That's what, as I grow, I will be bringing people in my channel that niche in that particular in soccer. But yeah, soccer is big. It's huge. I mean, every year when soccer come up, I mean, people are betting on these games and picking players.
Okay. Well, Terry, I want to go ahead and thank you for coming today.
Thank you, man.
Having
Thank
you here.
you. Thank you.
And everybody go ahead and head over to his channel and give him a little bit of love over there, and you learn a little bit more. I've learned a little bit today just having Terry here. Just told me just a little bit here that I didn't know. So I want to thank everybody for coming today, and we'll see you again here real soon. Thank you.